Hey guys, I'm Orla from your Women's Skate Review channel, and today we are reviewing the all-terrain shoes from Tropicfeel. In this review, we have gone ahead and sectioned it off into a summary, features, fit check. We'll do a fit check on the old toes. We're going to do a water test, submerge these all in, pros and cons, all that jazz, and then rounding up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that you would like to know about these shoes, then just pop us a wee comment below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So these are priced at £119. So these shoes are definitely made up with a lot of recycled polyester. There has natural rubber in there and synthetic rubber, and the packaging is 100% recycled cardboard. There are plenty of colors over on their website. I highly recommend you go check them out because it's kind of like a two-tone vibe. But these are the Swamp Green for reference. They do offer international shipping, 30-day returns, and they also have a warranty for 2 years if you purchased any of the items before 2022. Okay, time to get cracking on with the features. So for the branding with their shoes, they have kept it quite simple and subtle, yet still knowing that you are getting a Tropicfeel shoe. Their well-known kind of branding here on the inside, that is on both. They've got it here on the bottom, excuse the dirt of the shoe. Obviously been testing them, and that's the same on the other side as well. And then on the side here, they also have Tropicfeel imprinted on both. So you do have these pillars here that really help just easily slip on the shoes. They're fairly easy to slip on even without that, because you do have a tog here on the front of the kind of tongue. It's just simple and fairly easy to just get your foot in there without it really being any kind of struggle. So the way this is kind of shaped here is just really great for comfort, immediate comfort, for just slipping these on and not feeling any kind of rubbing onto your skin, whether you decide to wear them with or without socks. They've implemented cushion here on the back of the heel, which is just something that I definitely appreciate, because a lot of brands, you find that this is where the rubbing starts and then you're going through a break-in period for a long time, whereas this is immediate comfort. So you do have some branding here on the tongue, which is a little bit leveled out. That is just a really nice subtle touch to it. This has a lot of airflow and mesh throughout. As you can see, this kind of runs through that as well, but also for the main body of the shoe as well. Just means that the shoe is odorless, so you're not getting smelly feet or smelly shoes. Well, your feet still might smell, but at least the shoe doesn't. The grip on these are definitely better than the Monsoon ones, I have to say. I'm a lot more inclined to use these for hiking or more so activities. I'm not really a fan of using them for running or high intensity activities, but for everyday kind of use, they are grand. The grip themselves has held up really well also. So what you do have on the bottom, it says water, drainage and system. I'm assuming these are your drainage holes for when the shoe, do you know them well? The shoe gets wet, except I can't really see them on the inside. Maybe that just helps. Prior to doing this overlay, I did do a water test. They are water friendly, right? And you'll see in the water test, I might contradict myself, but what basically I'm kind of gathering is that they're water friendly, but the point is that they dry really fast. So if you are submerging them into water, then yes, your feet are absolutely going to get soaked, which you'll see in the water test, but at least your feet are going to dry quickly. The shoe's going to dry quickly, should I say, rather than your sock. Your sock will probably take a while to dry. Now on the front here, you do have these different kind of like laces. It's like these little togs onto them. They aren't my favorite. I mean, they absolutely just do the job, and I really do like the design. You can just leave them open if you feel like you want a looser shoe, but you can also tighten them in and tie them in. You can even tuck them in behind the tongue if you wish to, or tuck them down the side. It really just depends on your own kind of style and feel. That's just a really nice touch. As mentioned, the mesh itself is fairly strong. I don't feel like through testing or anything that this felt like it would, if it was to get caught on anything, that it was gonna rip. It was absolutely grand and has been grand for that. This is a 5.5, so fairly thick. It just gives you a little bit of a bounce, and it kind of goes up, as you can see. And as mentioned, this grip is absolutely amazing. So if you are looking for something that has a little bit more of a solid on the ground motion kind of shoe, then this is definitely a great shout. Now the Monsoon one was absolutely grand. I just feel like this, I was more secured into the shoe than I was probably with the Monsoon one. So the insole is removable, but it's kind of sticking to the bottom, and I really don't want to rip it out, just for the pure fact that I feel like I'll probably struggle and on myself to get it back into a position. What you can do if you're finding that those labels are sticking out, to just place them underneath as well. This has plenty of airflow, as mentioned. If you wanted to remove the insole, you could. I don't think I mentioned that in the Monsoon one. I wasn't aware that that could actually come out. I felt like it was still stitched in, but it seems to be like it's kind of like sticked on, aye, glued on a little bit, so you could rip it out if you wanted to. I'm not going to opt to do that, but a lot of cushion here, a lot of support, which is really nice. It's really going to depend on your style as well. Some people do prefer a bit more of a barefoot. This, as mentioned, does have a bit of thickness to it, so it's just going to depend on what you kind of prefer. Just being aware, I mean, the insole in the inside kind of protects you from that. If you're feeling that your feet are going inwards, maybe opt to put in your own insole to just kind of prevent that layover. It can kind of happen because there is no kind of support here on both sides. It really just depends on your foot type as well, because sometimes, if not me or maybe my sister, she kind of turns in her feet too, and you'll find that shoes might go like this first rather than anything else wearing and turn. It's because that. So it would have been nice maybe to have something implemented there, but you can also implement your own insole if you wish. So they are true to size, don't get me wrong, but they didn't offer a 5.5, which I would be in UK size. They offer a 6.5 and a 7.5 and a 9.5 and a 10.5 in the UK size, which is unfortunate because I feel like my toe literally comes to about there, so it just would have been a bit more of a nicer fit for that. This material is a softer material than the kind of rubbery style here throughout the shoe. Just in terms of like scratching and stuff, a little bit of plucking, just be aware of that. There is a care guide over on the Tropicfeel website where you can kind of get a bit more information on how you can keep these shoes the color that they are. These are fairly lightweight. I would say they are great for a travel shoe. You can kind of compress them together. They are great for everyday use as well, as mentioned, and with that better grip here that you have, I would be inclined to use them for a bit more of adventure. I will say that Tropicfeel shoes do last a long time. I know with Cassie from Junebreak Tropic Forest, she is holding on to a pair of their shoes for dear life. It literally has holes in them. So I don't know how long she's had them for. I'll pop it up on screen and I'll pop it up which ones, but they've lasted a long time, I'm definitely sure, and she's used them all over the world. So they might be a shout as well, but I do know they are pretty durable. These are fairly lightweight, as mentioned, so they will just pack in well and make for a great adventure shoe. There isn't a lot of give here. This is your only kind of flexibility at the top. It is fairly rigid in its stance that it is. I will be intrigued to see how they last over a long period of time. Maybe we'll give you a yearly update to see how they've gotten on. Okay, for a wee fit check, they are easy to kind of slide on. Let me bring you down to my groggy feet. Ignore the hole that I have in my sock. That's why you need to subscribe so I can afford socks, please. Thank you. Flips on really easily. You could literally just leave it like that if you wanted to, like with the togs like that, but I always secure them in. You could secure them in behind the tongue if you wanted to as well. It's really just up to you. Easy to slip on. Got a little tog here. She says, I just make life difficult for myself. This just gives you a bit of reference. Okay, let's do a water test. I have white socks on, so we'll be able to see. So far, grand. And, soaked. Can you see my sock? Dirty, but soaked. As far as the bottom though, if you were to plop it in water like that, like this way rather than water coming down it, is grand. But yeah, it soaks through. That's basically what you might want to know, and it does. Okay, let's get into some pros and cons. Pros for me definitely are this style. I really enjoy the colors and the combination, and they do have a few options over on their website as well. Also, I highly recommend checking out their Monsoon shoes too. They are a shout as well. I definitely prefer this style over the Monsoon style, but that's just personal preference. I really like the easy slip-on kind of breathable style that they've got on here. You can wear these with or without socks, which is really nice to know, especially if you are using it for a travel shoe. They are really comfortable for everyday kind of wear. Some kind of things to note is that I definitely feel there is better shoes out there for activities. I don't mind walking in these for long distance. It's one of those shoes that is great because you don't have a break-in period. You're not spending a week blistering and bleeding, because as soon as you put these on, they are grand on your feet. There is no break-in period, which is absolutely what you want, especially if you are using for the first time going traveling, then that's ideal. But for exercising, walking, hiking, grand. I guess, I mean, there is definitely other shoes for that, but they're not going to be harmful. I just think that for like activities such as maybe CrossFit that I have tested them out with, it's not the best option. I wouldn't go run. They aren't my running shoes or anything like that. So just be careful that you know that you probably could use them for travel, but that they're not the best option for active wear. Does that make sense? It's not really a con. It's just effort is that these will get dirty. And you will have to care for them, especially in this kind of color, but that's to be expected. Hopefully you're not as lazy as I am. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then want to consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. Of course, if there is anything that you would like to know about the shoe, there's something that I've missed, then just pop us a comment below and we will be sure to get back to you with what we know. If you do happen to have a gander on the Tropicfeel website and you're thinking about purchasing these shoes or any of their other backpack shoes and all that there, I'd highly recommend also checking over on our website. Type in Tropicfeel and we have a list of reviews that we've done over there. But if you do decide, yep, these are for me, we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.